What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and as promised, I'm bringing you boss guide number 2. We're going to be talking about Owl Father here, not Great Shinobi Owl, but Owl Father. A little bit more difficult than the original owl that you fight in the base game. A completely optional boss. You're going to need this if you're going through the purification ending, I believe it is. But yeah, so people really struggle with Owl Father. This is also one of the bosses that has an inner version, which makes it a little bit more interesting. Maybe I'll do a boss guide on that. But for most people, this will be the hardest part of the game as far as the purification goes. A lot of people kind of toss it up in the air. Is Owl Father harder than Ishin? Personally, I feel like Owl Father isn't really difficult at all. The first time I fought him, I think I only died to him like 3 or 4 times. Just because I had already done Ishin, 20 or 30 times. And I felt like Owl Father's attacks are a lot more telegraphed, and he gives you time to breathe throughout the fight so you can kind of settle down, right? So things you need to remember: Owl Father hits like a fucking truck, so you need to be ready to take some posture damage, really get those deflects down packed. His sword is really big, so it makes it easy to tell when the sword is on its way to connecting with yours, so you shouldn't really have a problem with deflecting, but we're going to walk through all that right now. Before we get into the video, like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for joining. Hope you enjoy the content. And let's get started with the fight. So, as usual, when I'm doing a boss fight, I try to minimize the amount of things I'm going to be using. So for the Owl Father fight, I am bringing the Spirit Tanto, the Yashiriku Sugar, and the Loaded Umbrella. Yep, so I'm using Suzaku's Loaded Umbrella here. And those are the only items I'm going to be using throughout the fight. No healing gourd or anything like that. So just to show you that it can be done without any of the extra stuff, and you don't have to dance through your inventory. I'm going to just be using that. We're going with no HUD until I use an item. Then it'll show up on the HUD just to kind of give me a reference of where we're at. But other than that, pretty much clean screen. So hope you guys enjoy. Let's get started. So he starts off with a bang here, so it's going to kind of jump right into it. But this is the ideal opener that you want from Owl Father. So, of course, you want to buff up. And let me move this. All right, cool. All right, so phase 1, he's going to open up. He's going to do his shuriken toss and into a slash, right? So all you got to do here, deflect the shuriken and then deflect the slash. It's not a big deal. Just time it right. Basically, deflect. Now this charge sweep combo, we're going to see it a lot through the fight. Basically, if you get the deflects right, he's going to jump in. You're going to see him cock the sword back and then go into that. And then you're going to see the kanji. You just have to jump. You have a really gracious window here to jump. And then as he pauses at the top, you want to just wait till the sword starts coming down. Now, if you don't wait, right, and you get greedy, you're going to run into some issues there. So if you try to dodge before he starts the downward swing, he's going to adjust and do another attack, which is going to end up sweeping into you. And it's a lot harder to deflect. And by dealing with the overhead smash this way, you get some free hits in, right? So you're just going to stand still right in front of him, all menacingly, and wait till he starts thrusting downward. You can deflect it. It'll do some posture damage to him, but really the goal with Owl Father is to knock his health down to 50% and then kind of let him pace himself out after that, okay? So we're going to be applying pressure on those downward thrusts, and during like the shadow rush that he's going to do, we'll get into all that. But basically, he does that kanji sweep. You're going to jump over it. And then if he goes into his overhead smash, you're just going to stand in front of him, wait till he's on his downward swing, and then dodge out of the way, get some free hits in, okay? All right, so now we're just kind of forcing him to do something because he will just stand there for a while. Here comes his firecracker into shadow rush. Basically, he's going to reach into his pocket here. And once you see him reach into his pocket, you're just going to dodge backwards. And then as soon as you see that kanji, because you can't see him, you're going to get ready to Makiri counter and then punish, right? I'm using the Sakura's Dance because it allows me to get 2 hits in instead of 1. But yeah, basically, if he reaches in his pocket, you want to punish after you dodge. And all his attacks are pretty sweeping. All right, let's talk about that right there. So what you just saw, I'm going to rewind it because there's a couple different ways to deal with this. If you find yourself pushed up against the wall or a pillar, matter of fact, let me preface this, don't find yourself pushed up against a pillar or a wall. But when he does his firecracker attack, he's going to lead in with his shoulder. So he's going to give you a shoulder bump like he's playing football. And then he's going to throw the firecrackers. You can dodge forward twice to get away from not only the firecrackers, but the slash and end up behind him. However, it's harder to do, and it's just not necessary. But if you find yourself pushed up against a wall or in a bad spot, and he does the shoulder thrust, just dodge forward twice and get behind them, and you'll be fine. You'll see I do that right here. So he pushes me back. I'm on a wall, so I get behind him. Same thing, right? 3 free hits in. And again, just parrying, backing up every time he does it. He doesn't do the shadow rush every single time, so you're just going to have to wait for that kanji. Jump over to sweep, waiting for the thrust, boom, free hits. Okay, you can see his health's already almost 3/4 of the, or a quarter of the way down. So I'm going to start letting him beat himself up. Just like that, right? So he does the sweep. There's the tell number 1 whenever he does the shoulder thrust. Boom, back up. And then as soon as you back up, punish. Okay? You don't have to double dodge backwards. You won't get hit with the firecrackers. Just get a good dodge backwards and you'll be fine. Alright, so he goes back into his firecracker thing, and you're just going to be waiting on this perilous attack. So you can see I'm not pressing, I'm not really concerned with what he's doing as far as standing still. I'm waiting for him to come to me and just applying pressure in those open moments. See, there's an open moment right there. And I'm just punishing him when he gives me an opportunity to punish. I'm not forcing anything. You will never really outpace Owlfather. You just have to wait till his health drops low enough to where his posture won't drop. So you can look at his posture right now. It's not dropping at all because his health is halfway down. So I was just waiting on that moment, get a deflect in, and then boom. Alright, so in between phases, you're going to want to heal up or buff up. In this case, I didn't take any damage. So I'm just buffing up, right? I'm throwing on another sugar. But you can see in the bottom right, I have 18 spirit emblems. So I got plenty for my loaded umbrella. I have 10 more in the bag if I want to use my spirit Tanto. And I have all 3 resurrections, right? So I'm in a kind of a danger zone using the Yashiriku sugar because I only have half my health bar. But I'm not planning on taking any damage. I'm going to be using the umbrella to completely nullify his phase 2 attacks, which means it's just phase 1 with his little teleport owl attacks, right? So same thing as phase 1, you're going to do the same thing in phase 2, okay? So here he goes, he disappears, and I'm going to get behind the umbrella and just wait for him to slam. Now, what I didn't do in this one was spin the umbrella. He kind of did this quick on me, so I just took the hit. If you're doing a Charmless run or a Demon Bell run, you will take damage if you don't spin the umbrella. But you're going to see here, the worst thing that happens to me is it pushes me back. I go to return with a projected force, and it doesn't connect with him. But I still didn't take any damage, so we're fine, right? So I missed because I was too far away. And then we're back fine, right? So one thing that he does in this phase is when he throws the firecrackers, he'll disappear. Don't really worry about that. If he ever disappears, just know that you don't have to find him. You just have to get underneath your umbrella. Because it doesn't matter if someone hits you from behind or the side or in front when you have the umbrella will take the damage. So whenever you hear him about to attack, just spin the umbrella and you'll be fine. Here it is, slow down. You can see I didn't spin. So projected force missed. But it doesn't cost me any emblems for projected force, so I'm still fine. Now I'm just waiting. Again, he's going to attack me from above. No big deal. Just doing normal things here. He's going to kick off and throw the shurikens at me. I'm just deflecting. You can see I'm walking around. I'm not forcing anything. And now I'm going to do his perilous attacks. It's a little perilous combo here. And I'm going to punish. Alright, so here's the kanji that appears, right? So he's going to send his owl on fire and then throw it at you. You can see he jumped in the air. You're going to wait until the bird starts moving forward towards you. Don't rely on the kanji. Wait till the bird starts moving forward. And then, so right then, jump. I land. You can see his sword is still cocking back right now. As soon as it makes forward momentum, I'm going to go ahead and do my Makiri. So you can see right there. I'm Makiriing underneath it. Somehow step on top of it. And then I'm going to punish just like phase 1. Every opportunity he gives me to punish, I'm going to do the same thing. Okay, so now we're back into the fight. Deflect, deflect, nothing big. We're going to jump. Same concept. just letting him do his thing, right? I'm not forcing anything. Back up. He's going to disappear. Now he's an owl. And this is where you get underneath the umbrella. Now you see right there, he was loading up to attack me. If you spin the umbrella and get a deflect, and then projected force immediately after, you will always beat his attack. If you wait 1 second, you will not beat the attack. So if you're not comfortable doing projected force really quickly, just take the hit and stay underneath the umbrella and you still won't take any damage. The fight will be longer, but you can see right here on the top left of the screen how much damage I did to him with just that projected force. And I still have 13 spirit emblems and I have 10 more with my Tanto. So I'm not really worried about running out of emblems here. You can tank the hits with your umbrella 100%, okay? Alright, and again, just in slow motion, the light comes underneath your feet. That means he's going to be hitting you from straight up above. You don't have to try to find the owl. Projected force, boom. And he takes the posture damage from the deflect on the umbrella. So it's a double whammy. Other than this, I'm just doing his normal phase 1 stuff. Here he's going to throw the bird, jump, and carry, punish. Too easy, right? The fight seems like a lot's going on, but it's really not. Now I'm paying attention to the bird. It's going to go on top of me, and I'm going to counter. You see how I beat his perilous attack there? Because I did the projected force immediately. Just get underneath the umbrella, have your L1 ready to spin, and then push R1 as soon as you're done spinning. And I promise you, you'll beat him every time. He won't get that off. And you can see his health is already down to a quarter. Posture is getting kind of high. And I'm in a good spot here. I still haven't had to use my other sugar or my spirit Tanto. And I have 10 emblems left. So we're in a good spot. I'm letting him do all the work. He's beating himself up with my sword. Again, phase 1 attacks. Nothing big. Tosses the firecrackers. Little Makiri here. And I'm going to punish. Every time he does Shadow Rush, you need to punish. Whether it's 1 hit or 3, you need to punish. Don't get greedy though. If you can only get 1 hit off, take that 1 hit and then just be satisfied with it. But if you have the Sekira's Dance, it's really easy to get those punishing attacks off. Alright, so again, just to demonstrate, you see his hands are up and they're about to come down. That's when I'm going to dodge. Okay, so boom, punish. He disappears, so I didn't get the hits in. That's fine. And right behind the umbrella. Now that one I couldn't time it with the spin because I was trying to track the owl and I didn't get it. Now I want to showcase something here that I talked about earlier. Oh, hang on. Let me move this. Alright, let's start from here and I'll pause it. Alright, you're going to see he's going to push me back. And then here in this exchange, he's going to end up pushing me into a pillar again. And I'm going to dodge forward. This is just a good representation of how that works. See, I dodge forward, and I avoid all the attacks from that combo. So either forward or backwards, it doesn't matter. Really, you're just worried about the posture damage that you're taking. Dodge back, it still works. He disappears. I'm going to just get behind the umbrella. Again, if you don't get the spin, it's fine. You won't take damage. Jumping over. And you can see his health is halfway down. So right now, I'm just letting him beat himself up. You see his posture super high now. I get off 1 more Sekira's Dance. And I'm just deflecting. Jump. Normal stuff here. Nothing crazy. Owlfather's pretty easy, right? You just have to really get comfortable with getting behind that umbrella in phase 2 and realize that he's bringing the fight to you. So let him bring the fight to you. Don't try to overdo it. Beat him to that projected force every time, and I promise you, you'll win 100% of the time. Alright, that's Owlfather done.
Defeated by my own son.
So the inner is actually easier in my opinion, because all the inner does is a teleport attack in phase 1, but it's 100% blockable. So I wouldn't really consider it harder. It actually just helps build posture up because he becomes more aggressive. So maybe I'll do an inner guide, but for those of you who are kind of hard stuck here on Owlfather, this should get you through the basics. So just remember, let him bring the fight to you. Learn the phase 1 attacks, and then the only addition in phase 2 is the jump into the Makiri, which is super simple, and it's a window for you to punish him and get posture damage. And then the teleport attacks, just use your umbrella. You should have the loaded umbrella by this time. You want to make sure it's the Suzaku's version because of the fire damage. I think it does fire damage, but either way, just make sure you have the loaded umbrella. Spin that fucker around, and then projected force right back into the enemy. Other than that, you don't need anything else. Using the sugar can push him a little bit faster, but it's just a game of attrition. I was using the Sakura's Dance, or Sakura's Wrath, as my combat art, which costs me a spirit emblem every time I do it. So if you don't feel comfortable enough to do the fight kind of flawlessly, then don't use any spirit emblems on your combat arts and just whack away at them one hit at a time, and save all those emblems for later in the fight when you need to use the umbrella, okay? So I hope this helped you guys out. If you have any, you're still struggling and you really need some more help, you can get at me in the comments, get at me on Reddit, get at me on Facebook. I'm available pretty much all the time. But this should be the basics to get you through the fight, all right? So hope you guys enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe, and big shout out to my wife. She's hooking me up with all this help with making the YouTube videos and stuff, and I really, really appreciate it. So catch you guys on the next one, where we're going to be doing Ishin Ashina. That'll be like the big three right there, right? So then we'll go into Genichiro and stuff later on. All right, hope you guys enjoyed. Take it easy.